I can make custom tiers to suit your financial needs. Let me know what you can do. Let me know how you want to help. Thank you. Guys, just real quick, I can't stress it enough. I got a couple of weeks before I get some cash. I need some money. Get in on this now. Check out my Patreon. Help me get through these next couple of weeks, and you can get involved in this. My stuff's starting to blow up. It's getting thousands of views. Okay, there's all kinds of people here helping help Zach right now. It's kind of disgusting. There's so many social workers around trying to help. You know how to help people like us. Cigarette Baby 420, Patreon. Check out my new short stories. Let's go. All right, we're live. We're gonna have a co-host tonight. We'll see if he shows up. We're sitting here with Randy Booker from the Easter video.
Hello.
I promised Randy I'd fucking smoke a blue with him.
The only thing that helps me with my pain. But, you know, it is true.
Sitting at the bank.
Cool.
It'd be kind of hard to load a blue and get stoned at the same time. Yeah, would you mind?
Okay.
Go ahead and film whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, like this.
Don't turn the phone around, buddy. Keep the camera going.
How's your camera?
Right there. See, right there. That's what everybody's seeing.
All right. Okay. Well, I wanted to point it at me.
Oh, if you want to do that, you go like this. There you go.
Yeah, the blue's the only thing that helps with the pain for me. Having the cancer and 2 days in a row in the hospital. Shit, anything the hospital has doesn't help. It's a good one, good medicine. It should be legal.
How long have you been smoking blues, Randy?
Not that long. Probably maybe 6 months at the most.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah. Just when I started getting bad with the cancer.
I've been saving my fucking last one all fucking day long.
Yeah, it's hardcore. Having cancer. Shit, 3 different kinds I got. It's unreal. You know. Yeah, there was a lady here last night. She was talking about the homeless, and she was saying how there's a meeting at City Hall for the homeless, and they said that if you stop to talk to a friend, police can arrest you for loitering, and it's gonna be a law. And she was talking about how people should be able to smoke pot. You know, it is legal.
Yeah, but I haven't been dealing with that for a while now.
Well, some of the laws are that.
Hey, Lyle, our co-host, just got here. Lyle, I've been getting warnings from Marcus D. He said I shouldn't be including you in this. He says your followers are not going to clash with mine. Oh, we got 7 people watching already. Wow. Let's see, how do I bring you on? That's what I do this. Accept. Add. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm never really worried. Hey, people, anybody got any questions? The Easter video is really generating a lot of views. It's really blowing up. Does anybody got any questions for Randy? Want to know why he did it? Anybody got anything you want to say?
Well, everything that the base camp did to me is totally wrong. I mean, totally wrong. I hate that place.
Yeah, don't get me wrong about Marcus. He's just looking out for my best interest. He wasn't trash talking Lyle. He was just worried that our followers might not crash. I'm currently without my following whatsoever. I'm locked out of all my main accounts, and I'm just starting this from scratch. He was just looking out for me. All right, Lyle, I'm trying to add you again.
Hey, there we go. Hey, how's it going?
There we go.
No, I want to make my motivations clear here too from the beginning. It's really, I feel like it's really important when we're having community conversations about important issues to really get everybody involved. And, the unhoused community really hasn't had an opportunity to speak for themselves that much.
Absolutely.
And I think it's super cool. Like, I appreciate how raw and candid you are. Um, you're very unfiltered, for better or for worse. You're just who you are. And I actually enjoyed the interview with Randy the other day too. So anyway, the point of this isn't to make anybody a spectacle or do anything like that. I think it's important as community members that we all kind of understand each other.
Absolutely.
And so I think this is a great format for that. I went to a commencement address at the community college one time, and I don't remember anything else from that night except for one thing. It was Dr. Heiner, who founded the college, who's since passed away, but his theme for the night was everyone has a story and they're all different. Right?
That's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
That's Randy there with you, right?
Yes, it's me, Randy, talking
Hey,
now.
Randy.
Hi.
I got a kick out of you on when you and Justin were visiting on Easter, that video. You're just a really likable guy.
Well, thank you. But I got 3 kinds of cancer, and I was addicted to so many different kinds of pills. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got off of the pills, and I started smoking a blue 2 tokes, and it takes the pain right away. It's unreal.
Yeah.
I've been in the hospital the last 2 nights in a row. It's hardcore.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit of your story, Randy. You've been around for a while.
Not knowing them. I got flooded out up in Skagit County, and I got airlifted out by the Army National Guard. I lost everything I owned: a double wide trailer, a Bigfoot 4-wheel drive, a cab over camper. I just bought those brand new. I didn't even have a chance to insure them yet. And at the hospital, they asked me if I wanted a bed spot at the base camp. I said, I ain't got nothing else. Yeah, what the hell? So I came to Bellingham here almost 2 years ago.
So let me get this straight. So you got flooded out?
I got flooded out. Our record level of the river was 38 feet. This last November, it was 48 feet.
Okay.
10 feet higher than before.
Yeah. So were you living in the Lyman Hamilton area, or where were you living?
I was in Concrete, right outside of Concrete.
Okay.
Cape Horn.
Yeah. So talk to us about your life before you were on the street. What did you do?
I was a Bering Sea crab fisherman. I worked with Sid Hansen and Edgar Hansen. I was up there when Phil Harris died of the lung cancer, and I got lung cancer. I had my right lung removed 9 years ago at St. Joseph's Hospital in Bellingham.
Okay.
When they opened me up, it sent the cancer to my pancreas, and it's hardcore.
Holy cow. So how long since you had your pancreatic cancer diagnosis?
9 years now.
So you've had pancreatic cancer for 9 years?
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I've got a motorcycle going by kind of loud.
Yeah, no problem. Wow. So you've had pancreatic cancer for 9 years?
Yep, God's been with me every day.
Wow. That's because that one usually takes you out fast.
My dad died the first 6 months of having lung cancer. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I still smoke. My doctor told me not to worry about quitting, so I did.
So talk to me about your crab fishing days.
I was up there when the Altar in America sunk. 52 people drowned out of Anacortes. It was crazy. We rescued one person. Another boat Japanese freighter rescued another person. It was hardcore, but we got two people, and the Coast Guard launched underwater cameras. They found the ship that had sunk. The guy that made the boats out of anacortes, he mismarked the water lines. That's the reason they sunk. They were overloaded,
Yeah.
and they sunk. And he got 49 accounts of first-degree murder charges against him for it.
Crazy.
It was
Wow.
wild.
So I mean, crab fishing is kind of a manly man occupation,
Oh,
right?
it's hardcore.
You guys actually used to work with Johnny Mavar.
Yeah. When I first went up there, I was on a floating processor with almost 300 people, and I used to butcher 1,000 pounds an hour of crab, king crab.
Wow, 1,000 pounds, no shit.
Yeah, 1,000 pounds an hour.
That,
They said that they never ever seen anybody do that ever. Shit,
no, you're a beast.
Then I got on a smaller ship, got on a smaller boat, and I started offloading king crab. When you jump down in that hole and all those crab are clicking and going to town, it's freaky.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Yeah, if you got knocked down so you couldn't get up, they'd clean your carcass pretty fast.
Well, this one guy, he grabbed the crab from behind him, went to butcher it through the blade. Crab's got two claws. They got a feeder claw and a crusher claw. It grabbed his finger, and instead of putting it through the blade, killing it, he tried to shake it off and lost his whole finger.
Wow.
Oh,
Came
shit.
right off.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Some of the worst weather ever. Man, I was in weather that was 80 below zero with 100-mile-an-hour wind. Boat was completely froze over, shipping the ice away. I would have been on the world's deadliest catch if I had got the lung cancer.
Yeah.
They said I was too much of a medical liability.
Yeah.
Shit.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, I met Phil Harris's kids. I met both of them.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
They tried to take the boat over after he died, and look, they couldn't keep the payments up, and they lost it.
Yeah.
It was sad. All the fishermen were helping them out with money. It was unreal.
See, Tammy K wants to know the purpose, the background tonight, and the purpose of all that broadcast. I wanted to say, there really is no purpose. It did pretty well last night, so I just decided I'd do it again. Tonight.
And Justin, I think. I think what you're doing is really great. So just to talk about a little bit, I think just from kind of what I've been seeing from the pieces that I've seen you film and talking to people, a lot of times the community gets a look at things, but they don't get your perspective and your viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
And you and Randy and
he's the first man I met here in Bellingham. I met him at the front door of Unity Care. He's a damn good man. One of the best ever, I say.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, I was impressed. I heard him speak at the council meeting a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned that he was doing a podcast and things, and I just think that's really cool. One of the things that I've heard people say is that that the unhoused community doesn't really get to have a voice, and really that's something that we really want to help with, and I think it's good. I think it's good for us to get to know our neighbors, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've had my main channel, Cigarette Man 420. I've been doing for about a year.
Yep.
I used to sell a lot of cigarettes at base camp, and I decided I'd start doing it, on the corner up by JJ's.
Okay.
And I turned on the camera, and I've been doing it ever since.
You're
just having a good old time with it.
You've helped a lot of people out. A lot.
No, I think it's really valuable to, I think sometimes maybe people have a tendency to, when they see somebody camped out, was that Josh you were talking to last night? Zach,
Zach.
right, like Zach. When they see somebody camped out like Zach, you just don't really know, right? You see a cart with a tarp on it and some stuff, but you don't really necessarily get to know the person behind the cart.
Absolutely.
And I think that's important. I think it's really, it, as sincerely as I can mean anything, I think it's important. I think it's good for all of us to get to know each other. And I understand Marcus's reservations. That's fine. He and I disagree on some things, but there's a lot of things we do agree on. And
Yeah.
and so, I think having you guys' stories and your perspective. So Justin, you came here from Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, I was born in Reno, Nevada, but I consider Canton, Ohio my
Okay.
hometown.
So how long have you been in Bellingham, and what brought you to Bellingham?
I've been in Bellingham about 6 years. My children, I have a stepdaughter who came out here for college,
Okay.
and my oldest son followed, and I got locked up in a mental institution due to my bipolar.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
my kid's mother, I call her my ex-wife. We were never married, but we were together for about 25
Sure.
years. She took that opportunity to move the kids clear across the country to try to get away from me. And I packed up. The money I generate now from my stocks is enough to have my own place in Canton, but unfortunately, it's not enough to get me a place near in Bellingham at all. And so I have to live on the streets. But that's why I came here, to be near my children.
Yeah. Well, and that brings a lot of people here. People come here because they're following their kids or their grandkids or whatever, and it's that's a common story with a lot of people. So how did you end up, Justin? How did you wind up on the street?
Bipolar. I was operations manager of a place called Marianne Donuts for a while. When I had my family, I was the head of the family. Had a great job. But then I was diagnosed bipolar. I had a breakdown, and I almost killed my best friend by hitting him in the head with a guitar. I was looking at life in prison, and he testified that I was having a hard time, and he got me off. I basically got a slap on the wrist on something that should have put me away for the rest of my
Right.
life.
Wow. Okay. No, and that's something I think that's really tough in America is, the whole mental health crisis. I mean, there was a big push in the 80s to get rid of involuntary commitment, and so, a lot of people who maybe normally would have been institutionalized on some level and gotten some help now kind of don't get help, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so talk about that. Talk about that journey. I mean, what happened? So you ended up in an institution for a while. At some point, they decided that you were okay not to be there anymore. Then,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, of course. I've been institutionalized quite a bit since I've been in Washington. I've been involuntary hospitalized about a half dozen times.
okay,
It's really hard. I will go years without not so much as an incident. And next thing you know what, I think I'm Jesus Christ, and I'm giving away all my possessions and all my clothes. It's really hard to tell what brings it on. I'm on meds now. I am medicated. I forget them every once in a while, but I do take my meds daily.
yeah,
Um, it's really stress really brings it on. I just posted my new short story, Marriage and Fentanyl, Bipolar Homeless Love, or Crazy Homeless Love, a Bipolar Love Story, Part 2, Marriage and Fentanyl. And boy, you're going to talk about the stress that caused. Dealing with my wife and falling in love. I'm 46. I got married for the first time. I wish she was here tonight. But I've been arrested. There's no contact order, and we're not currently talking at the moment.
yeah.
Her name is Evgenia Lenoir, beautiful girl. I wish she was here You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. No, and relationships can be really stressful, right? I mean, under the best of circumstances, and I'm sure that life on
All
the
right, no problem.
streets.
No, we're leaving. No problem. Sir, we are leaving right now. I told you earlier today. I know what you told me. I'm not a fucking child. Why are you back? Because this is where I live. No, it isn't. This is not your property. Out of here. I told you. I fucking heard you. Shut the fuck up. Fucking tough guy. Shut up. Fucking tough guy. Fuck you. I'll be back tomorrow. Good. I'll tell you. That's fine. Fuck you. Do whatever the fuck you want to with it. Sorry about this, guys.
Oh no, it's all right. I mean, I think that I think it's good for people to see, what it's like to live on the streets of Bellingham. And Justin, I appreciate how honest and open you are. I think that that's really commendable. So, what Tammy K wants to know what happened there. I'm assuming you're getting removed.
He is. He's with the owner of the bank. Mr. Templeton owns the bank. He's kind of like his watchdog, his security guard.
Okay.
No, that's not Templeton. That's his watchdog.
Yeah, no, that wasn't John. I know John. If it was John, I was gonna have. If it was John, I was gonna have you say hi and put him on camera.
No, I actually like to talk with him. I've got a lot more money than people think. I would like to actually talk with them about making a deal to buy the bank.
Yeah. What would you do with it if you bought it?
You know what? We get asked that all the time. We're always out here talking. Anywhere from a fast food place like a McDonald's or something, we do really well. Or maybe a cheap convenience store. You gotta walk to JJ's to get a cup of coffee. They cost $2.49. When you can walk to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee for 99 cents.
Yeah.
People be sitting there drinking 99-cent coffee all day long for base camp.
Right. That's true. Maybe what might be better than a brick and mortar location might be a food truck. Because then you're not tied to any one location.
Thad Brothers Bistro, a food truck. I did a little time working. I can't. His name was Thad Brothers Bistro. He's local. It worked out really well.
Yeah. So, what's the biggest obstacle or the biggest challenge that you face daily?
Getting chemicals, getting tobacco. All of us homeless, we got some kind of crutch, whether it's pot, tobacco, drinkers, drug addicts, something to help us pass the time. So much about homelessness is where you down. This is what are you going to do? And getting fucked up helps. Good Lord, does it help?
It just makes the time go by.
It helps you not think of your problems. You got that constant need of having to improve yourself.
Uh-huh. So, do you have any? I mean, I'm just going to ask a really candid question because I like you. Do you have like physical challenges that would prevent you from working?
No, for long periods of time, I was just operations manager at, I was manager of Buffalo Wild Wings, for a while. It's doing it for long periods of time. Okay. And right now, I'm about to get a big chunk of money, here in another month.
Cool.
It's good, so I'm not working is the last thing I'm thinking about right now.
Right.
I'm
No.
gonna start treating my YouTube channel as like a job.
Right. Yep.
Um, you know, I'm gonna put some cash behind this. That's gonna be my job. That's my
Okay.
plans for the future.
Right. Okay. No, that makes sense. So you've been pretty open with your use of fentanyl and substances and stuff. Talk to me about that. Did I lose
I
you?
was just hitting the last bit of my blue. I'm sorry.
I was just asking you about that.
Yeah, yeah. To be quite honest with you, I don't know. The fentanyl, to be honest with you, it scares the shit out of me. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I was hoping my friend Tom was sitting right there. I was hoping to bring him on, and talk to him about this kind of stuff.
Sure.
But
Fentanyl was designed for hospice patients that are on their deathbed, basically speed up the death process and numb all the pain.
yeah,
Oh, we
But,
can't. We need to
okay.
get him closer so we can hear him.
yeah. Can you say that one more time, buddy? I'm sorry.
Fentanyl was designed for
Can't hear.
hospice patients dying on their deathbed, and basically what it does is speeds up the death process and shuts down all your organs and numbs all your pain, so that way you're not feeling all the pain from death and dying.
Yeah,
Makes you
yeah.
feel no pain.
Yeah, there's what's out. Fetty powder is what you got to watch out for. That's what's really killing people. That's the stuff that's killing you and what it's concentrated fentanyl, and that's just killing you. The blues, you're not going to die from it. I mean, sure, there's a chance that there's always a chance for something, and I'm sure shit happens all the time, but little talks here and there are it's not going to kill you.
Yeah. According to the fire department, we're having 2.5 ODs a day in Bellingham right now, on average. Have you ever overdosed?
No, never. Before I became a father, I was a crackhead.
Okay.
I quit the day my son was born. But the day my son was born, Alex, he was born with cerebral palsy. He was 2.5 months premature. And as soon as no one was looking, I was ready. I was ready to clean myself up. I was ready to be a father. I was prepared, but I was still using hard drugs. And I found myself the day he was born under a bridge by myself, smoking crack, because I finally had an opportunity to get away. And I told him, I woke up. I told him what the hell is going on, and I put it down. And to this day, I've never touched it in my life. I quit instantly.
Yeah.
I am a recreational drug user. I've never touched a needle before. I have a few rules: no needles, no crack, no exception.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me.
Yeah.
If you do, I'll politely ask you not to ask again. I know what my body can take. I'm not an idiot. I've been doing this. I'm 46. I've been doing chemicals a long time now. This isn't my first day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if you couldn't get blues tomorrow, would you be okay?
Absolutely. The only reason why I have this one right now is I was saving it for Randy or somebody to do during this live stream to make it a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, that's the only reason why I have it to begin with. I'm a pothead. All I want to do, first and foremost, I gotta have pot.
Yeah.
Tobacco trumps pot. It's in this order: tobacco, pot, and then after that, food.
Okay.
But anything else extra. I'm pretty well known around here. Everybody's always giving me free. There's so many free drugs in Bellingham. It's not even funny.
Really?
Especially if they know you. The college
Talk
kids
about that. How's that work?
The college kids will they'll see art and they'll get money. They'll invite you in for a beer. I don't even know if I should say the name. Five. I don't know if anybody out there knows Five. He's fucking awesome. He's a great dude. That dude will time your fucking pants off, man. And he panhandles and hustles, and he's got such a great personality. I wish he was here now. I hear he's not doing very well. I hear he OD. I hear there's a lot of bad rumors about 05. I hope he's okay. I think it's very rainy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's sad. It's never good to hear, that someone ODs or someone's having a hard time. That's always a sad
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's the way of life out here, bro.
Yeah.
Yellow shorts and all. I'm sorry. I mean, we deal with this stuff every single day.
Yeah.
People ODing, and so it's sad. It's a sad tale, but tell we must. Oh, no.
So
I'm sitting out here doing this all by myself. I'm trying to find a good spot to put the camera, but I got to roll a cigarette.
oh yeah, no worries. So what do you do for income besides your YouTube channel? And
I get stock checks every 3 months. I get a check for around $1,000.
okay,
And then every Christmas, I'll get a stock check anywhere from around $8 to $12,000 a year.
okay,
And right now that's it. And you can't Ohio, I'd be rich.
yeah. No, I know, right? The Northwest has got a tough housing market, that's for sure.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be without my kids. That's why I'm here.
No, how old are your kids?
My oldest son Alex is 26. My middle son Nicholas is 23, and Xavier just turned 18.
Do you get to see your kids?
I guess see him as much as I want. My youngest son is very biased. He's very highly influenced by his mother, and me and his mother do not get along at all. My middle son is doing great. I'm the one who got him his first job at Buffalo Wild Wings. Now he's working his butt off at his new job. He got transferred to Tacoma. We talk every once in a while when he can, if he's busy. And my oldest son Alex is the one I'm currently talking to the most. He has cerebral palsy. He lives at Regency Park Apartments. He's doing great.
That's good. Cool.
But again, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the middle of somebody. I have no idea what your torch is. I apologize for that. I really do. But I have nothing to do with it.
What was that?
Yeah, guy lost his torch. He's afraid someone might have stolen it from him.
Oh, right. So you've got relative. Do you get any disability or SSID or anything?
No, I've been trying to get SSI for about 10 years now, and I'm constantly getting denied because I make too much. The stocks that I get, they say I make too much money on them. It really ties me up. It really makes it difficult.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of interesting too, the way the whole welfare system works. It's kind of like a crab bucket. Randy was talking about crab, and if you put a bunch of crabs in the bucket, they keep pulling each other down, and don't let anybody out of the bucket.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes our welfare system does that, because there's this gap. There's this point where when you start to make income, all the benefits go away instead of making it a sliding scale, right? To encourage
Absolutely.
people to get independent. So if there was one thing that you just wanted everybody in town to know, if we could get everybody on town, get all the normies, get everybody on town, listening to Justin, and we're going to work really hard to help you do that. What would you tell people?
Oh, geez, that's a difficult one. Any extra change you got in your pocket, give it to that guy sleeping in a sleeping bag. I know people have a hard time seeing it when it's up close in your face, when it's in the middle of downtown, but that's the safest spot. you guys want him off the streets. You know, off the streets, he is going to get robbed. He's going to get beat up for everything that he has. Just like this poor guy who lost his torch. You know, he fucking, you know, they're there for a reason. You know, out in the middle of this bank, this is the safest spot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stay up. I'm gonna have to stay up all night long because I just don't feel safe sleeping anywhere else.
Yeah.
Um, it's a good question. It's hard. I don't know what I'd say. That's why I'm trying to write it down. That's why I quietly went. I was not expecting my YouTube channels to do as well as they are. I thought they would sit with 0 views. It'd be a place to store my writing and stuff like that. But I'm barely trying with this cigarette baby, and it's I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing next. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this money. But I know I'm going to write it down. I'm going to upload it, and one of these days, who knows? Maybe my children will be able to put it all together. Guys, pretty loud.
Yeah, that has some.
You know, maybe someone will be able to figure it out. Maybe I'll be able to help. So, like, man, I know what that guy's going through. That's exactly what I went through. I mean, the fights I had with my wife, Evie. Man, and you know, how many people can relate to that? You know, it's a thing that homeless people deal with every single day. People in my situation. It's if I could do anything that helps, if I could say anything that would make one guy feel better, one guy that is, yeah, I know what that guy's going through. You know, I told myself I'd be able to do this forever. And I'm getting that every day now. I'm getting calls from my friends talking about, hey, I just read what you said, man. That was so cool. That was, Justin, what you're talking about, man. It's just like what we used to talk about. You know, I get so many compliments, and it's enough to keep me going.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, right now, I was scared to death that Zach wasn't going to be here. Not only is Zach not here, he's nowhere to be seen. I'm doing this on my own, just talking. I'm a little fucked up right now. Almost got ran off, you know, but I'm level-headed. I'm good. I'm calm.
Listen, man, you don't have anything to worry about at all. I appreciate and respect you so much just for sitting down and having a really candid, open conversation. I just, you know, it's important. It's good for people to hear your story, right? You know, and you're very articulate. You've obviously, you know, you've written a couple books. I haven't had a chance to look at those, but I will be. And yeah, you know, you're awesome, and that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to join you tonight, to be able to talk. And, you know, when you told me you weren't sure who was going to be here or what was going to happen, I said to my wife, I go, I'd be totally happy if everybody bugged out except Justin, because I want to hear about Justin. I want to know Justin's story.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You know, I think it's important, and I think it adds context, you know, to your channel.
Yeah, I have a public Facebook group that's a little outdated. I was currently running. It's filled with a lot of stuff. I was running a contest, but if you check the featured section, there's the first part of Crazy Almost Love, and there's a lot about my childhood. A lot of writing about. I had written a book a long time ago, and I lost it, and but I found part of it, and I was able to post it. That'll tell you a lot about me and my childhood.
Yeah.
It's
well, can you just give us a nutshell? Can you give us just a little look at your childhood? What was it like growing up? Did you grow up in Ohio? What?
Oh yeah, I grew up. I grew up in my family was one of the founding fathers of the Hoover Company, Hoover vacuum cleaners and Timken steel ball bearings. I grew up in a very wealthy environment. My grandpa had black housekeepers that would call me Master Justin, for Christ's sakes. You know, I had it all. Oh, shit, Randy, you came back so fast. Thank you. Oh, it's Tom. Shit, I thought you were Randy. Yeah, I grew up wealthy.
Yeah.
I lived the life. You know, I had a traumatic brain injury when I was a child. They say that's where a lot of my bipolar stems, where a lot of it comes from, but who knows?
Yeah. So how did you get a brain injury, if you don't mind?
I was playing on a playground. It was about 2 stories up. I fell off just playing as a kid, hit my head. I got a big scar. You can't see. It's too dark now.
Yeah.
But let's see. I got a big scar right in the center of my forehead.
Yeah. Wow. That's a long ways to fall. That's those old school monkey bars and stuff.
Yeah,
that
right
we
on.
also that we survived. Yeah, I could see that contributing to that.
It looks so homeless. This is the most homeless I've ever looked in my life. I got to keep myself off the camera.
Oh, you know what? That's, whatever makes you comfortable. We're good with that. I don't look much better than you do.
Well,
actually, just different. So,
well,
and I'm housed. But so where do you see yourself in 6 months?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I'm going to be a Bellingham or not. I'd like to stick around. It's so expensive here, but maybe I'll take my show on the road. Start traveling around. I was supposed to hit the road with my friend D, and we had plans. We were going to get a van, and we were going to get phones, and we were going to drive all over the country, doing what I'm doing now. And she fucking died of a blue overdose, smoking blues. She was very dead set against me trying them on. I wanted to try them on camera for the first time and document the effects and everything. And she was dead set against it. She wanted to do all the blue usage herself.
Yeah.
But she died.
Sorry.
Of a drug overdose. And
what was that in Bellingham?
Yeah, she's famous. Her name's Deanna Allen. I was able to find out. I only knew her as Dee.
Right.
I don't know anybody's last name around here, but her name was Deanna Allen. And I made a lot of videos trying to get in touch with her family and her children because I had a few of her possessions I was trying to get back to them. But I was able to turn up very little information.
Yeah. So, have you lost a lot of people that you know since you've been in Bellingham?
Not as many as you would think, but I knew enough. Base camp puts up the memorial posters with everybody's picture on it that died in the last few years, and you always happen to glance at one. You're like, oh wow, Sammy died. I was wondering where he's been. I haven't seen Sammy forever. It's like, oh man, shit, he's dead.
Right.
You kind of get, it just shakes you up a little bit, but you got to get on with it. Right. It happens all the time.
I mean, does seeing that ever make you stop and think, wow, that could be me next year?
No, not really. I'm healthier than that. I'm better than that. I'm not going to go out like that.
I sincerely hope not.
That's the last thing on my mind. I still got too much stuff to do.
Yeah, you do. You do. So, if I could wave my magic wand and I could make anything appear or make anything happen, what would you wish for?
What would I wish for? If I could have one wish.
What would you wish for? Well, I mean, it can be a complex wish. It can be multifaceted, right?
I want to get all my old friends together. Rodney, Autumn Lehman. I don't know if you guys are listening. I got this video of my friend losing a football bet. He fucking sucks her dog balls. Everybody thinks it's the most offensive thing in the world, but the friends I had behind it are some of the closest I've ever had. To be able to sit down with them again and talk about old times it would bring me so much
Where do you
joy.
think those people are now?
Well, I still talk to him. I think Rodney, I saw him pop on. I don't get to talk to him as much as I want, but I do. I still communicate with him. Not like I used to. Not like we used to. We used to all work together and we walk to the local bar and we raise hell all night, sleep at each other's houses. And, we just having good times.
Right.
My kid, my kids would come over on the weekends. It was just a lot better than I have it now.
Yeah.
It wasn't the greatest, but.
No, I hear what you're saying.
But I don't know. It's I had to give up. I've never given up loving my kids. But I gave up worrying about them. I have to feel comfortable in the job I did as a parent to know that they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And it was something that doctors have been trying to help me out with for a very long time, but it was an understanding that I had to come to.
Right.
That they're going to be okay. I can focus on myself now.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm 46, and I'm finally to that point in my life, and I'm starting to realize that I'm going to be okay. If for some reason I was to die of a fentanyl overdose, if I was to get one of those bad pills, I'm comfortable enough in the work that I've done already with my channels and my writing to know that my children know that I love them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, to continue to work on the relationship, to still have time to know that I know I'm on the house with my youngest son Xavier right now, but it wasn't that long ago when he was covering me up on the couch and we all lived together.
Right.
And he told me he loved me. I know it's going to be okay.
Yeah. No matter what, they're always still our kid and we're always still their parent. And I'm sure that your kids want the best for you too. Probably more than anything.
It's late. It's warm. What time is it? 8:45. There's still 10 people watching. Holy shit.
Listen, man, you're interesting. Your story is very interesting.
Well, shit. After this is over, my phone's still at 70%. If anybody wants to chit-chat or talk later, feel free to message me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I mean, if you want to hang around, if you're bored, just hang out. I'll chill here with you and visit for as long as you want to. And if people have, the 10 people who are listening here have questions, shoot them up. Let's hear your questions. So what else? I mean, we've kind of covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let me ask you some different questions a little bit. Just, and I know you can't speak for everybody because everybody's got a story and they're all different and everybody has needs and they're all different. Do you think that there are people who are in an active addiction right now that who would honestly be willing to do the work and give up the drug to get in a better place.
That's the kicker. That's the hardest part. Giving up that drug.
Right. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, it's addiction, right? You know, and fentanyl's horrible. You know, it eats every part of you. But, you know, if, you know, listening to you talk about, you know, having a home and seeing your kids and all of that, you know, if walking away from the drug, right? And then actually, you know, something like a real needs assessment, you know, where you know, you get support and people are able to say, hey, Justin, man, what do you need? You know, what, you know, and really look and figure out what those triggers are and figure out what those things are that, you know, are keeping you from flourishing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, because I think that's what's missing. I think, and this is my opinion, and I'd love your feedback on this, because I don't want this to be like I'm preaching to you and telling you. I'm just kind of thinking out loud and processing, and kind of like to hear your opinion of this a little bit. So, you know, if we could set up something like that, if we could get it so that, you know, people were actually able to look at where those needs are, you know, or deficits or shortfalls, or, you know, and all those triggers and all those things, you know, and actually get off of the drug, you know, and be able to work towards, you know, getting reconnected with family and friends and a home and all those kinds of things. I mean, do you I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I've never been addicted, you know, so I'm not judging, but I'm just asking, do you think people would do that? You know?
Well, you know, that's a good goddamn question. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to cut things short tonight and turn this live off and start uploading this to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
You know, it's going to give me the opportunity to think of how to answer that. And we've been going on for a while now.
Yeah.
And so you know, we're going to give me a lot to listen to. I think I'm going to end this live show tonight, you know, and I'll schedule something soon in the near future, maybe even tomorrow.
Let's you know what? Let's keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
I really do. I would be honored to be able to keep this conversation going with you, with your friends.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm just gonna take a little bit of break. I'm gonna pack up.
Yeah, I don't want to run your battery out either, right? It's a long night.
Get my bearings together in a little bit, but I'll be back in a little bit. I'm just gonna take a breather for a while. All right, buddy.
Justin, you're awesome.
All right, buddy. We'll talk.
All right,
to you
thank
soon.
you so much. I appreciate you.